Welcome. In front of me I have the HUAWEI MatePad 11, and today I will go over unboxing along with a really quick overview of it. So let's get started. So I'm gonna just quickly pop it open. There we go. Get the foil off. Now, as you can see, there's a couple information right at the box. We have a basically 11-inch screen. Explore it on App Gallery. It says like it's an option. There is nothing else you can get apps from other than this little thing right here. So remove this. It's not a bragging right here. And here we got nothing. Then inside we got again the crap that tells us that we can either move apps basically from a different device that it used to have or still has, like basically every other Android, still has access to Play Store. You can use the phone clone, or in this case it's called tablet clone, but it doesn't really matter. It allows you to basically connect the devices and move over apps that, for instance, are not on App Gallery, because let's be honest, App Gallery is kind of garbage. And yeah, it tells you that, hey, you can get basically other apps from App Gallery. No one cares, no one likes that. So anyway, in here we get the tablet itself, so I'm just gonna like eat it out of it and move it to the side for now. Then we got a charger, which is a nice inclusion, though this charger looks really crap. Let's see, where is the wattage of it? So it is better than I expected. It is a max 22.5 watts, which maybe the camera can pick up. Hello, camera, focus. So you can see it right here, right below that trash bin. 22.5 W max. So yeah. Okay, so charger itself is okay. Still actually better than not having any charger, talking about Samsung. Then in here we get SIM eject tool, or maybe not SIM, but maybe just an SD card, but whatever. And in here we get some paperwork, cable. It's a Type C to Type A. Obviously this is a Type A charger. So yeah, there we go. So that's basically all we get in here. Now let's see. Oh, I kind of like that. The power button has this little red marking on it. I don't know why, but I kind of dig the additional coloring on the devices. For instance, like my old HUAWEI Mate 20 Pro. So anyway, now as you see, I do have a HUAWEI phone, but that doesn't make my opinion here biased, and I'll right off the get-go say that this device isn't necessarily worth the money. Wait, this is running a Harmony OS. That's interesting. I actually had not known that. So I'm gonna quickly go through the setup right here and have actually a first-hand experience myself how this OS really runs. Yeah, I have never used this. So oh boy, that is not the best like language selection here. Now it does also have Wi-Fi 6 support, looks like, so that is nice. Let's go to the next page. Later. So while I'm kind of going through the setup, I will mention a couple specs. So number one, like I did say at the beginning, this is basically an 11-inch display. It is running a resolution of 2560 by 1600. So the resolution itself is fairly decent. It puts it at apparently 276 pixels per inch, which honestly, I think it might be a little bit higher. I don't think this is correct, although it could be, because it is an 11-inch display. Now, one thing that I don't like is the tri-gestures. I mean, let's assume that we are all, like, I don't know, intelligent individuals, that we actually know how to use our devices and don't treat us like absolute morons. So the force you to kind of go through the gestures is just stupid. I don't like it. We have all used gestures most likely in our life, and we know how they work. So there it is. And now visually, the display looks really nice. The camera doesn't really pick it up that well, so that's kind of what I'm gonna mention. How do I get the notifications? There we go. I'm gonna top it up a little bit more. So we can already see the differences, how it differs from typical Android. This honestly, this is like a ripoff of iPad. And if I honestly have to pay about 500 bucks, I prefer to pay a little bit more and have the iPad mini rather than this. At least I have the true experience, even though I don't like Apple itself that much. But the iPad mini was an absolutely outstanding device. This is running Harmony OS, has no access to App Store. The only thing you get is the app gallery, so whoop-de-doo. Now anyway, let's continue with the display. So this is an LCD IPS display, but it is running an actual 120 Hz refresh rate. So that's actually really nice here. And now additionally, we already see it's running Harmony OS, which this is my first time actually exploring this. So I have no idea how it runs or what to expect from it, but it looks fairly standard to Android. I think it is still on the basis of Android anyway. Now when it comes down to cameras, right here we have, what is this, dual camera? No, it's a single camera setup. It's a 13 megapixel selfie, or back, it's not really a selfie, back camera that can shoot at 4K 30 frames and at 1080p 30 frames. There's PDAF autofocus. At the front we have an 8 megapixel selfie, again 1080p 30 frames, no 4K. And that's about all the cameras we get here. So moving on to the processor, we are running a Snapdragon 865 and 6 gigabytes of RAM. There is no other RAM option. Now in terms of storages, we have several different ones. The one that I have right here is actually I'll just go into the settings and check it out. About tablet, so we are running, where is it, 6 gigabytes RAM, resolution, don't care. Still don't care. Where's the memory? Storage? 128. So this is the mid-section version. Now the cheapest one will be the one with 64 gigabytes of storage and 6 gigabytes of RAM. This is the 128, and additionally we also have the 256. Now moving on, I'm gonna pop out the tray, or if I can find it. Nope, that's not the tray, that's microphones. There we go. So let's see what we have space for here. No way. They actually give us expansion slots with a typical SD card. Wow. Huawei, finally. You just needed to fall from grace to actually include this instead of your trash little nano SD, which I still have on my phone, and I still am not satisfied with it because I'm not gonna be paying premium price for crap storage. So anyway, we do have expansion. We can expand it further past the 64 or the largest 256. So again, if you need a heck ton of storage, you can pop a normal SD card. Now moving on to like the last specifications, we get 7,250 milliamp hour battery. As you see in the semi-okay charger at 22.5 watts. We also have reverse charging, so you have a cable that is actually dual Type-C end, so you can plug it in here and then to other device you can reverse charge it. Although I don't know how, or no, I know how quick, 5 watts. And yeah, that's about all the notable information right here. We don't get any kind of headphone jacks right here. We get the Type-C charging port. We get speakers basically everywhere. So speaker, 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 and then we get a microphone right here. So the device is fairly nicely decked out, to be honest, with some stuff. Now it's missing things like NFC, but then I don't think you need NFC on a tablet, to be honest. It's not like you're gonna be paying with it. They're saying that it's tuned by Harman Kardon. It's a tablet with crap speakers, let's be honest. Now actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sound test right here. Alright, there's no YouTube, so I need to type it in here. But I first... Whoa, that was way too loud. Okay, so let's go into Wi-Fi. I'm gonna quickly connect. And that keyboard looks hideous, to be honest. There we go. Now, I do have to say that the device works fairly quickly. It seems to be running nice, and additionally, I have to also kind of mention something that I just kind of remembered. So this is running a Snapdragon processor. Usually, for instance, like my Mate, this is an old device, but it's one of the reasons why Huawei kind of fell from grace, is they were running their Kirin processors. So they were their own like in-house processors, kind of like, for instance, Apple has their own. And that's kind of where the old debacle came, with them being basically a spy company and whatever the heck. This is running a Snapdragon, so I don't know if that changes anything. Maybe they can sell that device in the US now and a couple additional places in the world. Doubt it, but it could be a possibility. So anyway, I connected to network, so let's go to... Damn, that keyboard is not the best. It's really weird. But the 120 Hz looks really nice. So, no copyright sounds. Let's see what we get. Not now? Why? Just let me play something. There we go. Let's try that again. Oh boy, the ads. Be gone, ads. Come on. So that seems to work on my phone, where I can just close them and the ads will be completely removed. It seems to not work here, so that's a little bit of a shame. Fine, I'll just watch this, probably get introduced by another ad. Yep, so that's... love it. I love the current state of complete app spam. There we go, we can skip this. So, here's going to be the sound test, I guess. No, not the button. Okay, so general consensus, speakers are fine, better than I would have expected. They're still pale in comparison to something like an Apple, but again, the price tag is half of what Apple costs, to be fair here. Still, I think I'll prefer to pay a little bit more and get something like a iPad mini, to be completely honest. Though iPad mini is smaller than this, just to put that in perspective. So anyway, last little overview, or not overview, but like a little thought that I have here is with Xiaomi as a comparison. Xiaomi made the Mi Pad 5s, so Mi Pad 5 and Mi Pad 5 Pro, which Mi Pad 5, the standard one, is basically the equivalent of this. I believe it is also virtually the same price range of about like $500 or so. That can vary depending on like where it's being sold, and number two, the fact that you can actually probably buy Xiaomi in US while you cannot get this in US, most likely. So that's one difference. And number two, for like what is it, $70 more or something like that, maybe even less, you will get the Mi Pad 5 Pro, which is running better Snapdragon, faster one. Both of the devices, the Xiaomi Mi Pad 5 and 5 Pro, are running a 3.5 UFS storage, meaning that it's going to be way faster, and 5 Pro has, boy, significantly better cameras than this. This is running a 13 megapixel, while the 5 Pro Xiaomi device is running a 50 megapixel sensor at the back. So you will get a little bit more detail out of that one. And yeah, at the end of the day, majority of the specs are similar, just the processor will be better, and for not much more. So I don't know if that wouldn't be the better choice, considering you also get access to basically everything that Google can provide, which is like Google Maps, Play Stores, and any kind of Google services, which you do not get here. You get things like Petal Maps. Never use them, don't really care to use them, to be honest, too. So yeah, that's basically it. The device is just generally kind of like a clone of iOS. without actually providing the things that iOS does, or Apple in general, which is the build quality that I personally prefer over this kind of cheap looking device. It looks okay, but it still has that cheap feeling. I don't know why. And the OS right here just straight up looks like iOS, especially with this little thing right here. So yeah, to finish this off, price range, I think I would be going with Xiaomi Mi Tab, or yeah, Mi Tab 5 or whatever it's called, instead of this, just because I get Play services for the same price. So it's basically the same device, just adds more, just more to it. That's about it. And if you're planning to fork out a little bit more and have way better device, and then you could go for like the iPad mini from 2021. This is gonna be just the best probably device that you can get. It's just super outstanding in my opinion. So if you want to get something really good, probably go with the iPad mini. But anyway, this would conclude the unboxing / overview. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.